I'm joined by Jeff and Josh, author of the recently published book, Sense and Respond, hot off the press from Harvard Business Review. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
So tell us, this is actually not your first book. You've written another one about the lean UX startup movement. So tell us, what made you write this book?
Well, Jeff and I have done a lot of work with product teams and service teams working inside large organizations. And we've also been working with leadership in those organizations. And one of the things that we've noticed is that the teams on the ground really want to work in a modern, agile way. But frequently they're not able to because of the organization's policies or because of a sort of a disconnect in perception between what they're doing and what leadership, how leadership has always managed the business. And so we wrote this book to try and address that disconnect and help leadership and the teams on the ground establish a common vocabulary for creating a more agile organization.
And everyone is talking about agile, but what does that actually mean? You've coined it in the phrase sense and respond. Could you elaborate?
The book makes two strong cases. The first half of the book makes the case that regardless of what industry you're in the software business first. That the only way to scale, the only way to react to the ever-changing market conditions of the 21st century is to be based in technology and in software. And we draw from a series of case studies across a variety of industries to make that point. Now, the root of the business being technology means that you now have the ability to sense what's happening with your product, with your service, with your market, with your audience, with your employees in a real-time basis. And so we need to create the organization that can take that information and respond to it in a similar time frame. And so what does that mean? Not just for technology, but for human resources and for finance and budgeting and legal and risk and marketing. How do we actually get these disciplines that traditionally haven't played in the software sandbox on a regular basis to increase their agility, to be able to take advantage of this influx of new information, both quantitative and qualitative information, and create the kind of culture that allows the teams that create the products and services to respond to what they're learning in real time, to constantly and continuously optimize the customer experience.
I totally buy into that, but how does one get going? What is your overall advice to practitioners who say, I buy that, but top management doesn't buy in? How do you get going?
Well, one of the tactics, I think there's no universal answer to that, but one of the tactics that we've seen that's been successful is to create a small pilot team with a little bit of executive cover and to try it and to demonstrate a win and then to build on that win and communicate that win out to the organization to start enlisting the willing. And so you need both that willing team and you need the space and the coverage from leadership.
Great advice, a book that's really packed with great examples. It's highly recommended, hot off the press from Harvard Business Review, Sense and Respond. Thank you, Jeff and Josh.
Thanks so much, Klaus.